Well, welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have three amazing artists that have given Tacoma such a beautiful gift that you get to receive during this interview. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jeffrey Boers. You are the conductor of Symphony Tacoma Voices. Welcome back, my dear.
Great to be back as usual, Amanda. I always enjoy visiting.
Oh, I always love having you here, and give my best to your beloved Amy while I'm thinking about that. You also brought with you Evan Lambert. You are the composer of this gift. That's one of many, many things you do. Welcome, Evan.
Thanks, and great. Appreciate having me. Thank you.
Great to have you here. And this beautiful goddess over here, Julie Keeter, you are the soloist in the gift that we are about ready to listen to and watch. And you are something, sister. There are no words for me to accurately describe what people are about to see, except phenomenal. And even that doesn't cut it. So welcome to Cityline, Julie.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. That's very generous. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. So Jeffrey, Symphony Tacoma Voices has a long and proud history as a part of the Symphony Tacoma, organization. Tell us about the choir, because it wasn't always called this, was it?
No, it used to be called the Tacoma Symphony Orchestra or Chorus or Tacoma Symphony Chorus for many years. That was back when Harvey Felder was the artistic director, and Paul Schultz at one point was the conductor of this choir. And so it does have a long history and tradition. And it wasn't very long ago that Symphony Tacoma rebranded itself and has kind of configured its artistic vision and vision in the community. And so we felt like we were going to be undertaking a variety of projects that might be different than just a big symphony and a big symphony chorus and kind of a traditional Western European way, and might do smaller projects. And this is one of them. And so Symphony Tacoma Voices is a more apt description, because sometimes we'll just have a group of people that will do certain things, like we did last summer when we went on tour to the Baltic, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I have had the pleasure, and I can still close my eyes and see it and hear it in the Pantages of what it felt like to have Symphony Tacoma Voices around me singing and making wind and sound effect noises as it was interpreted on stage with the symphony. And it gives me chills when I think about that. How has the choir been faring, Jeffrey, during this pandemic? Because this is a family.
Yeah, well put. Choirs are struggling all over. There's no secret about that. We were one of the choirs were the first culprits of showing that how COVID can be spread. And so we've been hit pretty hard with regard to getting back to any kind of normalcy. But we are going to rehearse every Monday night. We'll be, in fact, at the end of the fall season, we'll be offering opportunities for community members to join us on Monday nights and get an insider's view of what it feels like to be inside of a choir preparing Handel's Messiah. We can talk more about that later.
So, Jeffrey, Symphony Tacoma Voices created the virtual choir production of wonderful Evan Lambert's The Lord Is My Light. What motivated the choir to make this musical statement?
Well, we felt very strongly that we wanted to add our voice to the wave of reaction from the artistic community across the United States that took various forms. And as orchestras got involved, we felt like it was important for us to be able to make a statement of support. We recognize that we are a chorus that's diverse in many ways, except for racial diversity. We have racial diversity of all kinds, and we really respect the diversity of political persuasion and gender and sexuality and age and whatnot. But we really fall short in terms of our racial diversity. And so therefore, we feel like we have a responsibility to step forward in that area. And this is a great way for to do it. And we had this secret weapon of this music of Evan Lambert's, which is absolutely genius. And sorry, Evan, I don't mean to embarrass you, but he's a rock star in our community.
He is a rock star, and I can tell that when I was watching the video and, of course, chatting with Julie. So let's take a listen to the full video, The Lord is My Light. And when we come back, we'll be chatting with Evan Lambert, who composed the number, and, of course, amazing Julie Keeter, her voice is featured in this production. So let's take a look at this gift that you've given us. That was incredible. Evan, you are a long-standing member of Symphony Tacoma Voices. In addition to composing this beautiful piece, you provided some background vocals and performed the music as we saw you there, going away at the Ivories. What was your inspiration for this piece?
Thanks, Amanda. The piece was actually written earlier, and it was written in 2018, the fall of 2018. It was part of 3 pieces that I wrote for Symphony Tacoma Voices that was to be premiered on their February 1st, 2019 concert. That was a live concert at the time. And then we took the piece, The Lord is My Light, on tour to Central Europe with us, actually Northern Europe, the Baltic states. So, and that was really, really received well. Jeffrey and the ensemble was moved this spring and into the early summer to do a virtual choir piece. And mostly because of our isolation, because of COVID-19 and some of the social awareness and some of the difficulties and struggles we've been having around the nation, and thought that we should do kind of a reprise of The Lord is My Light in a virtual choir setting. And of course, he called me and I said, yes, it's a timeless text, and it really does apply across the ages to whenever we're having, excuse me, struggles as a society, as an individual, with spirituality, with whatever that comes at you. And so it was really just kind of a no-brainer that we would do this and pick that piece to do it.
It is incredible. Just when I thought I found my favorite part, then we got to the end, and the beautiful inspirational monologue starts to roll. And I'm like, I've got to slow this down. I need to read all this. So that's my favorite part of the production. Evan, what was your favorite part?
Well, so I'm coming at it from a different perspective. I was piecing it together, and from the start, you always have a little bit of a vision what it's going to be like in the end. And so there's several little gambles along the way, and I was really fortunate with the choir, with Jeffrey, with Julie, with our video editor, with my equipment not breaking down, whatever. That I won almost every single gamble, and probably putting it together in the end, having Julie in my house, in our studio, singing and then doing some video was probably the final touch that just was the most favorite part of it for me, is the final assemblage and seeing what it could become compared to my original vision.
Oh, well said.
Thanks.
Julie, in case you haven't heard, your voice is angelic. You hit this out of the park. I wasn't expecting that sound to come out of this video. How did you get involved in this project, Julie?
Wow, Amanda, thank you. Such a generous comment. I was involved because of Evan. We've known each other for several years now, and we've worked on multiple projects in the past. And I literally got a text, Julie, we're doing The Lord is My Light. I need a singer. Do you want to be on it? And I was really kind of taken back because I was, 6 months of COVID and just kind of being cooped up at home. This was definitely an opportunity for me to kind of break out of the funk of COVID, and kind of, as Evan, shed some light before, all the kind of just the craziness going on in the world. And I thought, man, yeah, I will definitely do this. I don't know what type of part I will play, but I will do what I know to do. And ever since, just from that simple yes, it's been such a journey, and honestly such a blessing to have been a part of this song.
Well, we can tell by just the look on your face and how you just lean in and just take this song and just embrace it. Julie, watching you, it makes me wonder, what's your musical background?
Yeah, definitely growing up, I did a lot of musical theater as a child. And being Samoan, I come from a very musical family already, family full of singers and musicians. And so there was always just music in the house, music at our family gatherings, definitely doing a lot of music ministry at my parish. Definitely has been a very integral part of my life. And I've loved it. I've been very blessed by this musical aspect.
Well, we are blessed to use your words because you share your gift so freely. So it's so wonderful.
Thank you.
So, Jeffrey, my question for you is what do you want our viewers to take away from this piece?
The intention that we had going into the project was that we were acting, of course, in response to our country's events, so that have brought Black Lives Matter to the fore. There was a statement in early June from the American League of Orchestras that came out that the Seattle Symphony responded to, and our symphony responded to with a nice public statement. And so we wanted to echo that. And as we had been focusing really on trying to become a more diverse organization with the last 2 years, we're really trying to be more public and say, look, we recognize that our arts organizations in Tacoma are not diverse. We recognize that we need to be diverse and more reflective of our community, and that we're all obviously supporting strongly this Black Lives Matter movement, but all social justice movements at the time, and that we had just done this wonderful artistic experience with Evan a season ago, with multiple pieces that he has created, which are just absolutely genius and just really stellar works. And we thought that this would be a wonderful message to piggyback on this wave of movement from the artistic community across our country.
It hits on all levels. So now that you have this out there, the big question is what's next for Symphony Tacoma Voices, Jeffrey?
We've created a monster a little bit. The Symphony Tacoma is really excited by what the chorus has done. And in fact, for our gala this fall, Ritual Gala, they've asked that this piece be like an introductory piece for the entire gala, that kind of to kick it off with some recent music that we've created. And then they've also asked us to do another one. And we're going to be trying to put together a virtual Hallelujah chorus as a closer for that gala. Also as a little tidbit, because as you probably know, we offer a version of Handel's Messiah every December, and we're going to do it again this December, but as you might expect, it's going to be virtual and interactive. And so more on that later, but it'll be quite a large project in December. And so this Hallelujah Chorus experience will be a part of that.
I can't wait. And we're going to have you back in my kitchen when it's time to talk about Handel's Messiah, because got to have that during the holidays, COVID or not COVID. It's not the holidays unless you hear that.
Yeah, it does.
I want to say thank you to all three of you for being here today, and mostly for the work that you have put into this beautiful gift that you've given the city of Tacoma. We're never going to know all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this, but the message touches our hearts. It inspires us to be better every day and to reach out to our communities of color and to stand in that intersection of institutional and individual racism and to say, no more. I'm a part of the solution. So thank you, all three of you, so very much. And I'll have you back on here when it's time for a little Handel's Messiah. Deal?
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
You're more than welcome. Thank you. We have much more to come on Cityline. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back.